we thought, you know what? Let's put together our own. Let's put together a new one now, and we're kind of in a fun spot with baseball, middle of the season. You could bet on the World Series, football about to start, college football about to start. We've got major golf tournaments coming up. So we could put together a pretty fun cross-sport championship kind of parlay and see what the biggest odds would be. So let's each come up with a couple of these, and then we can have them to talk about. The best would be if one of us, Aaron, won our first one, like whatever the first leg is. You want to do a golf tournament, baseball, World Series, whatever. If one of us hit the first one, just to watch that sweat kind of play out on this show the next couple months as we need a couple more champions to cash these, that would be great if one of us could do that.
Yeah. So I was thinking of starting with baseball. I don't know if I want to add. I just don't want to be disappointed early, and like I need to wait a little bit. So are we going to start with World Series, or where do you guys want to start?
We can start World Series. We could also start with a golf tournament if we want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
So, what was the big winner that we were considering, and it ended with Colorado, right?
It did. It was a $500 free bet on, I forget which site we gave it out, but one of the free bets that are available. Someone was able to hit, I think it was a three-legger. It ended with the Colorado Avalanche winning, and it was a significant payout. I'm going to try to find the exact payout here while we start.
I've got one. But this one was a $150 bet, not a $500.
Okay. So we each have one. Someone used a free $5 wager from BetMGM, Rams, Warriors, Avalanche. So Super Bowl, Warriors, Avalanche. Hit on Sunday night, $269,000.
Oh, mommy. The three-way parlay was $150 to win $187,000. It was the Avs to win the Cup at plus 425. Jokic MVP at the time, it was plus 135. And then the bomb was Smart Defensive Player of the Year at 100 to 1.
Ooh.
Couple favorites and then the long shot. That's what the idea was there. Man.
A 1-3-way I was thinking about is
Bucks,
what
were you thinking?
Yankees, Celtics.
Bucks, Yankees, Celtics, Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
Yankees, Boston Celtics next year.
What's that do? What's the number?
30,000 to 1, 31,000 to 1. 30840.
Plus 31,000. Plus 31,000.
I don't know. Too many numbers for me to tell you what to do.
Take the last two zeros off, so it's 310, right?
Yes. There you go. That makes it easy. Gotta dumb it down for me sometimes. So not enough value, maybe. I don't know. I like it though.
So there's two different ways I look at doing this. So you could do it with your favorites, right? And it's still going to be pretty good. Like if you wanted to go right now, Buffalo Bills, New York Yankees, Warriors, right? Just again, an example. It's pretty good, but I feel like you need to throw one longer shot in to get it to go haywire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to add another, like, I thought about WNBA or throw something in there.
Yeah. If you're going 3, I would say one longer shot, like the example we just gave. Mm-hmm. Or you could go more chalky and have 4 and maybe be in a position where you can hedge out of it if the last one hits. Here's why I like starting with golf with these. I like starting with a major, especially with the Masters. But let's take, for example, the Open Championship. With the majors, we usually have a pretty idea where the bucket of players is going to come from. Now, sometimes you get a longer shot at 50 to 1, whatever. That is not the norm. So if you come up with the other teams that you want to work in, let's say you start with golf and you add World Series, Super Bowl, college football, right? Because then it's wrapped up by February. Now I don't have to wait until July for the NBA part. Or June for the NBA part to finish. So that's probably what I would look at. But like, let's say I pick 10 to 15 golfers that I put in this bucket, and then I just mix it in with really small wagers using those different golfers And then the other pieces are generally the same, maybe a couple changes, maybe a couple examples of Super Bowl winners, a couple different World Series winners. But for the most part, you see if you can get one leg of a parlay going, then maybe into two, and then you're in a pretty good spot there where I'm sure the cash out is significant. I don't know if it's it won't be true value, but it would be significant. And maybe you're looking for one more leg to cash or something like that. So that's why I would start with golf, because you kick this thing off and you hit a 20-1 to get it going, right? And then you're like, okay, now this actually has some life.
So the first one I threw together before we started talking about this, it started with golf. It started with the Open Championship coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It ended with the Super Bowl. So I went Open, World Series, and NCAA football, National Championship, Super Bowl. I put a 4-1 together. I have one longer shot in there. So I went Morikawa 16-1 to win the Open. I went chalk in the NFL and college football, Buffalo and Alabama. And then my longer shot is the Giants to win the World Series. Those four, a $10 bet pays out at $110,000. Morikawa, Bills, Bama, Giants. If Morikawa got there, I would be going crazy for the Giants in the postseason, because that's the longest shot at that point. You figure Alabama and Buffalo have real chances to do it. They're going to be there in the end.
Okay. If the second leg is World Series, you went Giants there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looking for a longer shot.
They're 30-1 everywhere right now. The ninth favorite, Giants, Rays, and White Sox, all 31 at most spots. Which is the World Series play to make if you're throwing them in this cross-board parlay? I think that's a fair place to start. Man, that Phillies number.
I might just do a bunch of these. Why not?
So if you want the bigger number,
one day they're gonna tweet my parlay out and be like, "This girl won something."
It's gonna be me.
Is baseball the place for the longer shot? The Cardinals 28-1, Giants 30, White Sox 28. Is that our place?
What about baseball, the Mets, man? Scherzer
not a longer shot.
Let's go.
I know. You could put them in. They're 7-1.
I think baseball is the spot for the longer shot.
Yeah. Because I like Georgia for the college championship, but then you can't ever count Alabama out is the problem.
I did another one with Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to be really good.
That's the one I would go with. It's funny that we're all on three different ones. That's good, though. That's good for the sport, because that's been a problem in recent years, that it's the same couple of teams year after year after year. So let's see. The best odds, man, those are already super short. BetMGM is the best Ohio State number at plus 450. Plus 450. Third favorite. Bama's the favorite plus 200. BetMGM is the best number that I see. Georgia plus 380. So, and then there's a big drop off after Ohio State down to Clemson. I don't know that I would go to that second tier. We probably want to stay in that first tier. Right?
I think so.
Would you guys pick Bama? Did somebody say Georgia or no?
I did.
Aaron said Georgia.
So we're on the three top tier teams. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you could do a few with the top threes or something, or the top three you believe in, and do like a few different versions.
And then if you hit that World Series one, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, the fun part is mixing and matching where you want to go chalky, where you want to go more of a long shot. I did another one, Yankees, so the favorite in baseball. I did Yankees, Ohio State, but then I went longer shots in football and next year's NBA. So I did Yankees, Ohio State, Chargers 16-1 to win the Super Bowl, Memphis 21-1.
You want to wait a full year.
I know. I just like the Memphis number 21-1, 77,000 on a $10 bet. That would be
okay.
I did one.
What do you got?
I went World Series, Padres, Ohio State, college football, Bucks, Super Bowl, and then Nuggets at 23-1 for NBA. $10 for 114,000.
I like that one a lot. Those first few legs, I agree with completely.
What do you think the cash out would be waiting for the Nuggets if you hit the first 3?
And with
They all-
Jokic, you know you're going to be in the playoffs. You'll have a pretty good seed. So I think you'd be in an all right position.
Jake's debating every day ways to take the
Just do it.
$25,000 cash out.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
If it was only 25, you can't do it, right? 114 total, and they only offer you 25 cash out.
Think
Can't
about
do
what
it,
you
right?
just said. Think about what you just said. I can't do the 25K. I can't.
Why not?
Our dumb
That's
segment in
neat.
June made you 25 grand and you're turning it down.
True.
You would-
Well, me personally, and my personal finances, yeah, I'm probably taking it. But I'm like talking about like anyone else.
yeah, they're taking their chunk of it. But what are the chances the Nuggets are world champions?
Right.
The Padres one looks good.
I'm gonna
If
do
you-
one with Padres too. I like
looks
that.
good. Padres. Would you rather do Padres or Blue Jays?
Padres. They have the pitching.
Mhm.
Even with Snell.
Well, that's until Snow gets sent to the Mets.
Right. Oh, he'll be a Met by late July.
Right, exactly.
I love the Mets.
What
Sad.
about NFL? I know Joe mentioned Chargers. Anybody else?
I mentioned
we-
Bucks.
Bucks.
Tom Brady back
wanna
from
s-
retirement, run it back one last time.
Garbage conference. Yeah, get out of here. Let's see. No, it won't happen.
You don't want to take anyone from the AFC West, right? Because they might get knocked out or might not even make it. Like if you're thinking of this in future terms, you want to have
Yeah.
the best chance of being there.
What's the best NFL number that you could actually picture hitting, like raising the Lombardi Trophy? Is it Bengals 21-1, Colts 22-1? Colts one's kind of intriguing.
Colts are 25. BetMGM. But is Matt Ryan going to go win the Super Bowl in the AFC out of the AFC?
Matt Stafford just did it. I know it's a different conference. I'm just saying, like we just watch
talent.
this play out.
Yeah.
It's actually 2 years in a row. Everyone keeps thinking Russell Wilson is the next quarterback that moves and wins right away. What if it's Matt Ryan? Well, I mean, it wouldn't totally shock me.
It could. I'd love to see it. I'll be rooting for that. Would you rather bet on the Broncos at 17 or the Colts at 25?
Colts
I
path
can't
is
get
way
behind Russ.
easier. Way easier to the playoffs. Home
Yeah.
playoff game, too.
Just say you want to take the Eagles.
I mean, I thought about it.
Really?
Why not?
Oh my God.
I thought about it.
Philly.